Hi everybody. Today we are doing our first YouTube Live, and what we're going to do is prepare the dough and talk about the ingredients for an Ooni deep dish pizza. So we got the Ooni deep dish pan right here, and this little handle comes off. It also comes with a board. We are going to make a very simplified dough for you. And as we do that, we're going to tell you about what we're going to put on the pizza. Now, let's start off with our water. And our water needs to be either distilled or bottled water. If we use tap water, some of our municipalities have too much chlorine, and chlorine is not good for the yeast. So we want to make sure that we have it between 105 and 115. So I used distilled water. It's fine if you just use regular bottled water, but you need to make sure that you don't use the tap water. I found there's a significant difference when you use the tap water. So we're going to start off with bottled water rather, and we are going to add 1 teaspoon of just regular granulated sugar to that water. And so like I said, we're between 105 and 115 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of Fleischmann's active dry yeast. And we're going to put that right in there and give it a stir, because what we want to do now is let that proof for a little bit. We want to get some foam on top. So we're going to put that in there and let it sit on the side. And we'll put that back here. We'll give this a stir. So you'll see, I'll put it on the side, and then in a little bit, I will bring it up to you so you can see what's going on, okay? So anyway, that's what it looks like right now. And we'll put that right here. Now, this is a food processor recipe. It is so easy, and I've been using it for a couple years now. And what I want to do is start off with my food processor. This is a 14-cup Cuisinart. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there. Now, I'm not going to sift my flour because this is going to sift it for me. I put 3 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour in there. I don't use bread flour, I use all-purpose. And then I am going to add to that 1.5 teaspoons of kosher salt. We're going to put that right in there. And we are going to go ahead and sift this for a second. Already on the other side, you can't see it, but I have my oven for bread proof. And we will put this in the oven, all of it together. When it's all put together, we'll put it in the oven until it doubles in size, which will be about an hour. So let me get this going right now. And what this does, as I said earlier, it sifts the flour for me. If you're making something else that needs to be sifted, this is perfect to do it in here. I would not make any doughs bigger than 3.5 or 4 cups in here, because it does get to strain it a little bit. But this Cuisinart 14-cup food processor is excellent. While that is going on, while we're still proofing here, we're going to go ahead and add to a large bowl, we're going to add a little bit of olive oil, maybe a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. And you can find this recipe on my food blog at www.cabeuser.wordpress.com. You can find it and just do the same thing it says on the recipe. So we're going to make sure this olive oil is spread through here, and we're going to coat the bottom of this. We're also going to coat the dough when we get it mixed. And you're going to just be shocked at how fast this dough puts together once we get everything in the right place. Let me rinse my hands real quick. While we've got that going on, let me tell you what I have over here. I browned a pound of sausage. Now, I use regular pan sausage, and I add some fennel or some aniseed to it, sometimes garlic. But for this pizza, we're just going to add a little bit of salt to this, browned it, and a little bit of salt. I use about 1/3. So what I do, since I've already cooked all of this, I will put it in baggies for the next time that I cook pizza. So it'll be nice, it'll be ready to go. And as I said, we'll use about a third. You want it crumbled to where you have some texture. So that's over here. I'm cheating today. I usually make my own pasta sauce, and you can find that recipe on my food blog too, under Mother Sauces. And for my pizza sauce, I take my regular Mother sauce and add some dried oregano. That gives it that Pizza House taste. So a little dried oregano to it. But what I'm going to do today is I am cheating. And it's the weekend at the lake, and it's gorgeous outside. I'm going to have a glass of wine and a little bit, maybe even a margarita. But we're going to take some Classico. We're only going to use maybe less than a fourth of this for this pizza that we're going to do. So, and I am going to add some oregano to it. So that'll give it that Italian flair. I am going to use Hormel pepperoni. Let me tell you a tip on this. I buy at Sam's the large bags of Hormel pepperoni. I store them in my freezer, and so these are, some of them are still frozen, but I'm gonna take what I need for this pizza and then put it back in the refrigerator. These last forever, but you keep them in the freezer until you're really ready to use them. I use them in pasta. I use them in antipasta salads, all different types of things like that. So they really, really are a nice little thing to have on hand. You can make some little appetizers with them, but have that on hand. Now for my mozzarella cheese, let me tell you a little bit about this. I love fresh, but it has so much moisture that it will make your pizza soggy. So what you do is just go to Sam's or Costco and make sure you buy the low moisture cheese that is already shredded for you and bagged up. Now, lots of times on our pizza, we use multiple types of cheese. We'll use Parmesan, we'll use Havarti, we'll put different types. Today we'll go with two types. We'll go with Parmesan and this cheese. So just know that, because we've experimented with it, when you use that beautiful fresh mozzarella or those beautiful fresh mozzarella balls, when you get it to put on your pizza and you cook your pizza, it has so much moisture that your crust will not cook properly. All right, let's see how we're doing. Okay, got a little bit more time. It takes about 5 minutes. So you see the foam on it? That means we are almost ready to go. Let me make sure that I've got everything that I need to do. Okay, we're gonna go ahead now and add a little bit of olive oil to this mixture. So we'll get that going. And we're gonna just put maybe a tablespoon right in there. There we go. All right. And we are going to slowly now add this yeast mixture to the food feed tube. And this is going to do all the kneading for you. You don't have to worry about kneading this dough. We'll give that a little bit of time. Once this has risen, we'll take it out and I'll divide it in half because this dough is enough to make 2 pan pizzas. I can use it tomorrow for something else. I don't want to keep it more than 2 days though, because after 2 days, it just loses the bang for its buck. So what we want to do is make sure that we use it within the first couple days. And you can hear the different sound of the food processor starting to get all of this mixed. If your yeast is old, get rid of it. Get some fresh yeast. I always keep my yeast in the refrigerator. That makes sure that it doesn't go bad as quickly. I want to get all that foam in there too. There we go. So it's starting to make a good ball. and it will come together pretty quickly. So we let it go about 15, 20 seconds to get it all nice and mixed up and kneaded. And it's ready. So we've got this. The dough is nice and soft. It is also, pliable. It's a little spongy, to be honest with you. So we're going to take this out. There we go. And you see it comes right off pretty easily. I'm going to take this out and then let me move the food processor here. And we're going to go ahead and work this just a tiny bit because we want to get it nice and in a ball, just like this. See that? Look how pretty that is. Now we're going to take the top of it and put it in the oil on there, and then we are going to roll it in there. All right. Let me wipe my hands again. I'm going to use saran wrap to cover it. Nice and tight. Years ago, I used to use saran wrap, and then we would cover the bread or the dough with a damp rag. But with this, it's so fast, I don't think you need that. Now we're going to put it in the oven that's set for bread proof, and that is about 100 degrees. When you use your oven to proof your bread, you need to be very careful, because if you accidentally set it on 350 degrees, you're going to burn your plastic, and you are also going to have something that turns out to be a lump. So you need to be very careful. So while we are working on that, let me go ahead and show you. I am not very strong when it comes to opening these jars here. And that's not a good way to do it, because you could break glass. So I need to get something to help open the jar. And of course I don't have it on hand. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. There we go. So never do what I did. That's not a good way to do it. You're gonna pour this in here, and we are going to add our oregano. Now you see it's probably maybe a cup. That'll be more than what I need. I'm going to add my oregano to this. Probably a tablespoon and a half. I'm going to mix this up and set this aside. And this will be all ready for me when I get the pizza ready to go. So you can go to Ooni's website, and they will explain exactly how to layer the dough and how to put the dough in here. So with this, it will go into between a 500 and a 600 degree oven. It takes just minutes to do. It's a little bit different from when we do the regular pizza, because the regular pizza takes a minute, or right around a minute, couple seconds. But these will take a little bit longer, but they are so delicious. We will layer the sauce, we will layer the cheese, we will layer the pepperoni, we'll layer the sausage. I may go ahead and put some fresh mushrooms in there. Remember, fresh mushrooms do have some moisture, so you may want to cook those a little bit before. You can pop those in your microwave. There is salt in the cheese, there is salt in the sauce, there's definitely salt in the pepperoni, so you don't want to over salt your pizza, or you'll be drinking tons of water or tons of beer or whatever you're going to drink with this pizza. So anyway, that's how we're putting our pizza together, and I hope that you If you get an uni, give it a try. It is absolutely wonderful. Try this dough again, www.cabeuser.wordpress.com, and look for the pizza dough recipe. Thanks for dropping in with me.